Question 4. Question 4 says that we need to represent the following numbers, the following sets on a number line. So represent the following sets on a number line. Our first set is as follows. We've got values of x, or all values of x, such that x is less than 2 and x belongs to the family or set of real numbers. I'll just quickly write that or rewrite it. So all values of x such that x is less than 2 and x is an element of real numbers. So I need to represent this on a number line. So if I quickly draw a number line, if I drew a number line over here, let's just use a black number line, and those are arrows, I promise. Yeah, those are arrows. Okay, x, our restriction is x less than 2. So the number that I want to see on this number line is a 2. So I can put it anywhere, usually just somewhere around the middle, doesn't matter. I've got the number 2. And this is all about just recognizing what set you're working with, what number set you're working with. In other words, what's the family that we're dealing with here? It's real numbers, and then the restriction. Okay, is it less than, is it greater than, is it less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, because they imply certain things. So we know, if we can just go over a few basics here, we know that less than and greater than, these guys, and without being ambiguous here about the bracket, I'm using the same curly bracket like those, but this is just for our explanation here. This is excluded. It means excluded, in other words, an open circle. Okay, so if you're going to use a circle to indicate your number set, or your range of numbers on the number line, you're going to use an open circle. So this is excluded, open circle. And if I have less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, these guys are included, or it means included. So that is a closed circle or colored in circle. Okay, so these guys go together, less than, greater than, or less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Those values are then included when you look at the restriction, and these guys, of course, on top are excluded, open circle. So if I look at my restriction, it of course has a less than sign, so it's this guy, so it's excluded. In other words, I'm going to use an open circle. So I'll go over here and I'll just make an open circle over there. Now, some of you forgot about direction, and for some reason you maybe read this incorrectly. So this means x is less than 2. So less than 2 means to the left of 2, not to the right of 2. So to the right of 2 means numbers that are greater than 2. To the left of 2 means numbers that are less than 2. So this is x less than 2. So your arrow should have gone that way, and that would have been your answer. Okay, so yeah, just bear that in mind. 4.2, we have here a set that says all numbers, or all values of x, such that x is greater than or equal to 0 and x belongs to the family of integers. Okay, so our restriction is x is greater than or equal to. So we know greater than or equal to, it's going to be included, so you're going to use a closed dot. But now we need to look at, okay, what family is this? Integers means not everything on the number line. It means all the whole numbers greater than or equal to 0. So all the whole numbers greater than or equal to 0, including 0, of course, that's what that means. But then beyond 0 it will be 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Not everything. So I cannot use the same arrow that I had here, this type of setup. I can't, or this type of representation. So let's just get our number line going and make better arrows this time. Oh. Okay, so the number I want to see on this number line is 0. So I'm going to put down, since we're going to the right of, so again, this now means to the right of 0, because numbers that are greater than or equal to 0 or greater than 0 means if 0 is here, it means everything to that side of 0. Okay, of course, we're not going to use a solid arrow. So let's put down 0. I'll just put it over here. And because we're dealing with a family of integers here, remember, we're gonna and this restriction means basically everything after 0, so up to infinity. So of course we can't include every number on the number line. So we will do the first couple, let's say 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we are going to say, well, that is including 0, so our dots are going to be colored in, or colored circles, or closed circles. And I'm going to include 1, 2, 3, 4, and it doesn't stop at 4, because if you did this as it currently is, then it would be wrong, because this implies that the restriction is only for values from 0 to 4, and that is it. But what this means is all values greater than or equal to 0, all values that are integers greater than or equal to 0. So that means everything. But we are not going to do everything. So to indicate that it continues, we are going to put an arrow on the last digit that we selected, which is 4. If you made like 7 digits or 7 numbers, you will put your arrow on the last number. Okay, and this just means then that this pattern, this sequence, it continues on like that. So there will be a 5 next, there will be a 6 next, 7, and so forth. Please do not use ellipses as well on your number line, because that is not part of it. That's not part of the notation. Okay, you can't put ellipses here and do that. Okay, so this is the correct form, and that of course would have indicated what is written over here.